Hi there, and welcome to lesson number 7, which is all about the opinions of others. We have an OOO, and in the previous lesson, we had an I. That's just a funny coincidence. I want to start with a quote again. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own. From Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius is right. He's also kind of feisty in his quote because he's implying that we only care about ourselves, but we do acquiesce to the opinions of others. We are chained to the opinions of others. I also do think that people are really wrongly selfish in this world because we have to be selfish in order to improve ourselves and in order to change the world. But people are wrongly selfish, but that is also kind of good segue because I really don't want this lesson to be about that. Wow, so much to say. But as you go on your self-improving journey, most people will not like that because you're improving reminds them of their mistakes. You improving and you bettering yourself and you achieving success reminds them of what they do not have. We have all felt jealousy towards someone because they have something that we don't have and that we want. And it's kind of human to feel like that. But as you go on your self-improving journey or your self-rediscovering journey or your spiritual growth journey, it's all the same, right? People will not like that. People will fall off the train because my mom always used to say that life is like a train and some people will get on and some people will get off. And some people will stay on there for the entire ride and some people, they take a detour and they go off after so many years, And that is what will happen when you change or you outgrow maybe your friends. This has happened to me. I have lost almost all of my friends, and this isn't sad, this isn't bad. It sucked for a while, or for a good while actually, and I did feel really alone in who I was and what I was doing, but it also brought me so much happiness and so many greater things than I could ever imagine before, and I am actually running now almost every single day and I am happy. I am not depressed anymore and I stopped drinking. Those are all things that I wouldn't be able to do if I were still friends with those friends. And this can happen in many different ways as we're all different people with all different lives. The universe will provide ways that are unique to you in order to let some connections go and to strengthen others. That is just the way of life. Or it's the way when you are changing yourself. It is quite difficult sometimes not to be affected by their opinions, as we are also taught to value people's opinions more than our own opinion. So as people will fall away from your life, as they leave your life, you can actually kind of basically say that you are on different frequencies than the other person. It is like having radio channels on the radio. You have a lot of different radio channels. You have 100.1 FM, you have 100.2 FM. If you change, your vibration changes too. So if the vibration from your friend stays the same, he might be on 100.1 and you might have switched to 100.2. Well, if you go on the radio station, that's not really a good fucking example because sometimes 100.1 and 100.2 is the same station, but it's just less of a quality. Let's just say you are 90.5 and your friend is on 100.5. Right. If you are on 90.5, your friend is not there anymore, okay? You cannot receive the same or the different radio stations on the same radio at once. You just cannot do that. That is like changing yourself, They fall away because your frequencies just do not match anymore. It's also like you cannot attract anything that is not a direct match to you in your life. So that is also with friends. And it might seem weird because it's with people, but we're all energy. Everything is made out of energy. We just perceive it as matter. And a good quote to understand that more is, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency, energy, and vibration, by Nikola Tesla. I know that this is one of the hardest things to go through as you go on your spiritual awakening, self-improving journey. That's because when you improve yourself and when you are excited about new things and you are creating better habits, you think that what you're doing is so right and is so true. It must be right and true for everyone. But that's just not true. It's just not reality. People are stubborn. People are stubborn in their ways. As I said, people most of the time just choose jealousy, to be jealous of you or another person, instead of actually improving themselves too. It's just easier. We're just taught to be comfortable all the time. This is going to be one of the hardest things that you can go through, because it can make you feel really alone. It can make you feel really depressed, and all of the friends that you once had, they suddenly just are not here anymore. Like, it's not a fun thing to go through, but I can promise you that you will come better out of it. That it is all worth it. And it is not in vain. Like, it's not in vain at all. Especially if you are improving yourself and you're doing the things that you want to do. And I get how it can feel that everything inside of you is screaming, don't do this, you're going to be alone and this is not right. But it's just because you are not comfortable yet with being uncomfortable. But you will get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It will become your new state. And I know that this is hard and I know that it hurts. Let's just say that I really know that it hurts. It feels like you're abandoned and left alone and nobody likes you, okay? That's what it feels like. But instead of seeing it as something that is really truly bad, see it as a blessing in disguise. Because of this, you now have learned so much. You know, you learn so much through people. Like, people are your mirrors almost. That's because they are you. You know, when you get jealous of someone, as I said before, you know that it's because you don't have that thing and it's not about them. It's just because you feel like being deprived of that. And that's why you hate seeing maybe couples in love, because you don't have that. It is really good thing to learn through people. And to lose some friends on the way is actually quite normal. I don't think that anybody has friends from high school forever. You know, there may be one or two, but it's not the entire group. Everyone eventually finds their own way in life and attracts friends that match that, because that is what will happen to you too. It's not just like, I lost all of my friends, now I'm alone forever and this is it, and I'm alone in my improving, and you know, I'm doing everything right, but I feel like I'm doing everything wrong. Like, it's not going to be like that. You are going to meet friends who match your frequency incredibly, and they are going to be better friends than you have ever experienced before. I think that I have 2 friends left from the past that I still have, who we grew with each other, and I have 2 new friends, and that's it for me now. But I am truly excited to see new friends that are so much alike me on my path. Like, I am not worried about that, and I used to be worried about that, but I'm not anymore. And I urge you not to worry about that too if you're going through that right now. But as I said, welcome the contrast that people give you. People are mirrors. You learn through them because they are you. I have another quote actually for this. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. By Carl Jung. Yeah, as I said again, jealous of someone, something that they have, it's not about them, it's always about you. When you are improving yourself and when you are going on your spiritual journey, you have to focus on yourself so much that what others do is just not going to be that important anymore. That has an effect of you having more energy to do the things that you want to do, and also to be less affected by the opinions that other people have about the things that you do. It's kind of beautiful that we are made to believe to change the outer things that are outside of ourselves in order to change our lives. And that we should also not focus on ourselves, and we should help the things that are outside ourselves in order to change the world Well, it is actually when we focus on ourselves that we change the world through that. It is helping ourselves first and then helping the rest of the world. But we don't help the rest of the world per se, we just help ourselves. So it's weird, but it's also right, almost. It also makes a lot of sense. Because when you focus on yourself and you help yourself and you are not affected by anyone else, everyone that you want will come right through you. It's like not giving the frequency of desperation and of lack, not emanating that frequency, but really having the energy inside of you, trusting your intuition, trusting everything that is you, doing something that you love, doing something that is truly that comes out of your heart, thus helping the world. It is so easy yet so difficult to do, as again, we are always focused on outer things that are outside of us. We are never present. We are always busy. We should shift the focus onto ourselves. I do get that opinions of others, they hurt. More than that, they hurt a lot. I don't know the right wording for this, but they beat you down. They truly do. I have known this for the majority of my life. I have always been focusing on what other people thought of me. That was a horrible consequence of being anxious all of this time. That I was always thinking that someone was looking at me, someone was talking about me, thinking about me. I always thought that, which is obviously not true at all. But it can kind of break down the entirety of what is you. It crushes you. I was afraid to put myself on YouTube for a long time because of this. But it is only me thinking that those people are thinking or saying this about me that is causing this. It's nothing more than that. Because opinions of others are just that. They are opinions of others. They're nothing. They don't mean anything. They are opinions from people with unique perspectives, with totally different lives, with totally different values. And we just accept that as governing our entire life. Then we limit ourselves into doing what we really want to do. That is so weird. That is actually so weird. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. It is also going to be when you truly focus on yourself and you're not so affected by the opinions of others, that your opinion of others will actually break away too. It will go away. It is like magic almost. Because yes, it sucks when you think people think negatively of you, but every time you think negatively of them, it also takes away useful energy that you can use for something else. You will literally just not get irritated by people anymore because you just are going to understand the position that they're in or the level that they're at in their life. You are going to develop a bird's eye view on things, on people, that you're just going to accept everything that they say about you, even if it's the worst thing that they have ever said. Because they have the right to say anything that they want. Which also means that you have the right to say anything that you want. You're just not going to use up your energy anymore about getting irritated by stupid people. You're just going to accept it for what it is. You're going to move on. And you're going to live your life. You're going to do what you want to do. The opinions of others is one of the most important pivotal lessons in this entire course. I don't know if I've been saying that in every single lesson, but this is one of the most important lessons. Because this is what tarnishes your beliefs. This is what breaks down who you truly are, is thinking that people have a negative opinion about you. I don't want you to worry about this anymore. It is not worth it. Let's just say that. This is something that is really big probably in your life right now. When you want to do something, when you want to put yourself out there maybe, but you're scared about what others might say or others might think. When you do it, when you do the thing that you want to do, yes, it's going to be scary. Yes, it is going to suck, but not because you are not worthy enough. It is because you are starting something new and you're uncomfortable at it. So the feeling of the unknown is going to be really uncomfortable. But guess what? The unknown is what is going to get you your dream life. So when you're focused on yourself, you're not so worried about other people's opinions anymore, and You don't worry about what you think about other people anymore. You do what you want to do. You create what you want to create. You create your dream life. The people that are meant to be with you, they will show up. Remember what I said about the radio channels. If your friend is on another one and you're not on the same channel anymore, you just cannot hear each other anymore. You're not in each other's lives anymore. People who are on the same frequency of vibration or radio channel are going to show up in your life. Because when you're on a different vibration or a different radio channel and you're preaching what you preach to that person on a different radio channel, they are literally not going to hear you. It is like politics. You know, they are screaming at each other on 2 different radio channels, thinking that they are the ones who have it right. They don't respect each other and they don't understand each other, and they never will. It just does not produce any change. When you are in your own power, you have accessed your own inner infinite intelligence. You preach what you preach, you say what you want to say, you create something beautiful. The people will show up. It's like saying the teacher appears when the student is ready. You know, the student has to be ready in order to receive the information. It just cannot go any other way. You might be on your journey of self-improving now. You might have lost all of your friends. You might feel alone and depressed, and really everything seems to be going wrong for you because you think that by improving yourself, everything would kind of turn out right, but everything is kind of falling apart. That's normal. You're just on a different frequency. You're just moving through frequencies right now, and you're about to hit the right one where you are happy and you will meet all of the people that love you for who you are now and what you preach and what you want to say. I want you to have faith in that. Have faith in yourself and do what feels right to you. The people that love you will show up for you. And please do not take other people's opinions into any account when it's about something that you do or about who you are. Nobody's opinion matters more than your own about yourself. So please take that as a final message of this lesson. So thank you so much for watching this lesson. The next lesson is called Doubt is the Enemy of Intuition.